When war broke out, I can still remember the night war broke out, 1939, I was 15 at the time. Came over the radio that Menzies said he's a very melancholy tone to tell us we were now at war with Germany. Yes, that was on 3rd of September 1939. I can remember the look on my mother's face, and I can remember the look on my father's face, because Dad was on the 18-pounder artillery, 54th Battery in France during World War I, and Mum had a brother over there too. Well, I could see this look of shock in their face, you know. Well, I was only 15 at the time, but going through my infantile brains was, oh gee, this is going to be over before I'm old enough to go. At the age of 17, I enlisted in the Navy, but I was 18 then, on the 3rd of June 1942. I did my initial training at Flinders Naval Depot. I was recommended there to do a special gunnery course, which I did. When you go in through the gunnery school in the Navy, you double through the door, you double all the time you're there, and you double out again, and hope you've done all right. The next big operation was Lingane Gulf. No, they gave us hell there, Lingane Gulf. 5 days and 5 nights. I still think about it. In Lingane Gulf, a Japanese, American destroyer alongside us got hit with a kamikaze and caught fire. Now, they say a steel ship won't burn, they burn all right. And a lot of them are young officers, and he must have panicked, this fella, and he let go all his torpedoes, and they missed us by a whisker. Oh, you can see them, yeah, they were pretty cunning too, the Jap pilots. They were coming in Lingane Gulf, they were coming in very low. They were actually too low for us to shoot at, because we would have hit. Yeah, I was captain of a twin 4-inch. 16 blokes in the guns crew. You get into a state of mind where you don't know what you're doing half the time, you know. You got very tired, I know that, yeah, and hot. God, it was hot up there, stinking hot, yeah. Just after the 5 days, we went to the 2nd degree of readiness, where there was only 2 guns crews closed up, and this plane come in out of the sun. A chap, leading seaman Roy Kazali, he was a mate of mine, Roy. I don't know whether he was Victorian or not, but up there Kazali was that Australian football. Well, Roy was Kaz's son. He was leading player. He was on the port pom-pom, and this bloody plane came in out of the sun. Nobody saw it, I heard it. He opened fire and he brought it down. He got a DCM for it. The plane exploded over the gun deck. I had a bit of aluminium here off it. Every time I looked at it, I say, well, gee, you're a lucky bloke to be alive, Sharpie, yeah. You can go to sleep anywhere. The back of the 4-inch guns, they had big coir shot mats, as we called it. When the 4-inch fired, they ejected their own shell, and otherwise they'd kick up all the cortisone on the deck. So they had these shot. You could go to sleep on those damn things. Many of the night I laid down and went to sleep, only for a while, yeah. You get to a stage where you want to sleep, but you can't. They called us gun sweepers. Why they called us sweepers? Why did they call us gun maintenance or something? We were gun sweepers, but we were in charge of the maintenance on the gun. I was doing the ammunition this morning. The gun lockers held 60 rounds of 4-inch ammunition. And I was doing the ammunition, and I had an idea somewhere. I looked over, and there's this strange little fella there with a bag hanging around his neck and a pair of shorts on. He's looking at me, so I went back among my word, and then I heard him say, "You'll do," just like that. And I said, "I'll bloody do what?" I didn't know who he was. He said, "You are a typical Australian." He said, "I want to take your photo." So I had to go and get my anti-flash gear, my tin hat. He took me down to the awning that was in the port waist, which is between midships and the quarterdeck on a ship. And I got into my harness in there, and I got in there, and I said, and he took the photo, and they did that, Virgil did that painting of it. Yeah, we fired 32, 33 broadsides, and multiplied by 8, that's how many shells we fired. We got 32 direct hits on the Yamashiro. We didn't sink it, but we must have knocked out all their main armaments up. Must have knocked it all out, because she was just pounded in the water, and the Americans came in with a submarine and they sunk her. So an hour and a half after the battle started, she was on the bottom of the sea. No, it was a nasty night that night. So that's something I can say. I was in the last naval battle of history. During the daytime, there was about 50 Yankee torpedo boats went out past us. In the afternoon, Shropshire shifted, went over and oiled, full tanks of oil. We didn't know, we thought there was something on, but no one said anything. Anyway, our skipper, fine chap, got on the loudspeaker system and told us, said a prayer, and we didn't know what to expect. They came from Singapore, that battle fleet, and they came down through Surigao Straits from the north. They were going to bottle us up on the bottom. The next thing we were training for at Inland Going Gulf was all-out assault on the Japanese coast. That was the next thing. It would have been a bloodbath. A lot of people say to me, oh, that atomic bomb was terrible. Oh, I shouldn't have done it. I said, you were in the front line. It would have been a bloodbath. They had torpedo boats, suicide. Chev 6 engines in them. Where they got all the Chev 6 engines, I don't know. They were made of plywood, same as the kamikaze planes. They were loaded with a high explosive, and the pilot of the boat, he'd go up to the boat. Early in August, we were in Lingayen Gulf, and we'd had movies on the upper deck. We'd outlights piped out and got at 10 o'clock, and all of a sudden, the tannoy crackled into gear. Do you hear there? Japan had sued for peace. A big whoopee.